What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and today we're checking out the brand new Honor Magic 6 Pro. It's a company that I've heard a lot of great things about over the years, and it's known to be one that has flagship caliber specs, features, and hardware at a price point that is very competitive in a very busy industry of smartphones. And whether it is the Honor Magic V2 folding phone that has amazing hardware and design, or it's the Magic 6 Pro, their flagship phone for 2024, it has been a really fun experience. And at a glance, this phone features a 6.8-inch display with a max brightness in HDR of 5,000 nits, a 180 megapixel periscope camera paired with two other 50 megapixel sensors, as well as beautiful design hardware that is built in metal and a very unique finish on the back. And at the same time, it features a 5600 milliamp hour battery while also having the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor inside. So honestly, when it comes to the specs, it really is the best of the best right off the bat. And when it comes to the price point that it is offered at, I feel like it is super competitive, and that isn't anything new from Honor. They've always made some great smartphones at a really good price point. And if you guys want to win one for yourself, just go ahead and drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below of your favorite feature of this phone, and also subscribe to the channel. And make sure you leave your Instagram username down in the comment section below, and I'll be picking a winner and contact you directly on Instagram in 2 weeks. And a huge thanks to Honor for sponsoring this video. So beginning with the design of the phone, I mean, it just looks very unique. We've seen a lot of the same phones over the years, and the way the camera placement is put in a triangle, as well as the small curves and edges, is a bit different. I know some people like a more boxy design, others like a more rounded design, and I think this phone definitely goes with a rounder approach. The screen also has a nice wrap to it that is the perfect amount. I feel like it is subtle enough to the point where you can enjoy the curvature of it while not having anything take away from the large display that is 6.8 inches. The back of the phone has a nice soft touch finish, and I think this green model right here is quite unique. It has like a nice pastel to it, and you can also get it in a black color option, but it just has like this soft touch ripple, and if you're holding it in your hand, you don't have to worry about it slipping out because it actually almost feels like a case that is permanent. I also really enjoy that companies have gone with leather design, and so this is like a good hybrid of a material that doesn't show wear over time, but gives you a lot of the benefits of a soft leather finish. The metal sides give it a good level of rigidity, and the phone also has a pretty good weight at over 200 grams. On the display side of things, this is a 6.8-inch LTPO quad curved glass display. And as I mentioned before, the curved glass is nice along the sides, and I know some people prefer the curved glass more than others, but I think it is relatively seamless. In addition to the way the back of the phone curves, I think I love the design of how it just meets together in the middle, held together by the metal band. It features a 120 Hz smart refresh rate, over 1 billion colors, and a 100% DCI P3 color gamut with HDR10+. It also has Dolby Vision certification, as well as some eye comfort features such as dynamic dimming, nature tone, customized circadian night display. But as a screen itself, I would say that it leans more on the vivid side. The colors really do pop out, the brightness is great, and the peak brightness, as I mentioned, is about 5,000 nits, which is really impressive. So for a phone like this, I find that the size is good, very comfortable to use, and you can see the front-facing camera is on the top here in a small pinhole that doesn't really get in the way. I like how thin it is and how it sits very close to the top, but there's also an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is great because that is still one of my favorite features on Android phones that I don't get on the iPhone. Beyond the battery, the most impressive thing about this phone though is probably the triple camera setup. It features a 50 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and it has a 180 megapixel periscope camera. I personally love using the periscope camera for travel and for landscapes, and being able to get that optical zoom and zooming all the way into far subjects is impressive, but a lot of times the resolution may not be as high, the aperture may not be enough, and in this case, it is a really, really impressive periscope camera that allows you to zoom all the way in on landmarks while having plenty of space to continue to crop in. It gives you 2.5 times optical zoom and 100x digital zoom, and the sensor size is relatively large, 1 and 1.4 inches. And the main camera, despite it being 50 megapixels, which is pretty common across the board for a flagship phone, has a special feature, and that is the fact that it has an f1.4 to f2.0 adjustable aperture OIS, which means the iris of the camera actually physically adjusts. Between 1.4 and 2.0, you're not going to notice a huge difference in most scenarios, but especially when it comes to portraits, it really does get that extra depth of field, and I just love how natural it is. On top of that, the 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera is f2.0, giving you 122 degrees of field of view as well. So I'd say the overall camera setup is very practical in this setup, and you can capture up to 4K 60 frames per second, and on the front you have a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera with a 3D time-of-flight sensor, which means you can use biometrics such as face unlock for the phone, where it is very accurate and secure, as well as, most importantly, fast. Honor is also at the forefront of sportography, which is the fusion of sports and photography, and with the advancements in smartphone technology and AI intelligence, the Magic 6 Pro includes features such as AI motion sensing that can automatically capture movement and is perfect for sports enthusiasts and photographers alike. When it comes to the overall performance and software experience of the device though, I would say that Honor's overall interface is one where there is a lot of features. It really is action-packed when it comes to the different programs that you can use, ones that you can download and ones that are built into the smartphone by Honor. But with that being said, there's also a ton of customizability that goes with it. Honor's Magic OS also features a new intent-based user interface called Magic Portal that utilizes AI to understand and predict user intentions. For example, if a friend texts you an address, you can directly drag the address to Google Maps and start navigation immediately. You can also directly drag any text or information from an article and easily copy it into a note to share with friends. You can also drag photos or screenshots of items to instantly search for them and find pricing and similar products. This is all part of Honor's AI philosophy that focuses on a more human-centric AI approach to allow smartphones to better understand their users and simplify their interactions. I would say it is more of a hands-on experience, and it really comes down to personal preference as to whether or not you enjoy that. But when it comes to speed and performance of the device, it was really fast. And it really is a phone with no compromises. Whether you're scrolling through daily tasks or you're trying to play games on it, having the curved screen and the form factor of the phone is one thing, but the power to back it up and the processor as well as the RAM to go with it is one that you expect out of any flagship phone in 2024. And I will say that it definitely lives up to that expectation. What is also really impressive here though is the 5600 milliamp hour battery. That is really large. And the fact that you can also charge it at a speed of up to 80 watts goes with it as well. And you can also charge it wirelessly at 66 watts, which is also very impressive. Honor is also a leader in battery innovation and performance, and they're the first brand to include a standalone power management chipset on the phone to optimize the battery based on user and environment. The battery life of this device was really good. And honestly, I found that when it came to using it for multiple days at a time to try to capture photo samples and test out that camera out and about, it was one that I was really impressed with, and 5600 milliamp hours is like a reasonable jump from a lot of the competitors on the market for a smartphone that is 6.8 inches. So on the battery aspect of having fast wireless charging, as well as fast wired charging, as well as good battery life to start with, there really isn't any complaints there. So when it comes to my overall opinions of the Honor Magic 6 Pro smartphone, as my first impressions, trying it out for a few weeks and just having like an initial experience with it, I would say that for the price point that it comes in, it offers all the specs that you would check and more. If you compare it to a flagship smartphone on the market, it has the power, it has the specs, it has the display, the battery life, and the camera setup, and it really does come together as a phone that has very little flaws. And I think the design is one that plays it relatively safe. And so if you're looking for an impressive phone that you can use for many years to come at a flagship level, and one that for a prosumer, you can really put it through its paces and not have to worry about it handling the tasks, then the Honor Magic 6 Pro is one that you should definitely check out. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.